Morning, everyone. Just got the schedule for next week's production meeting. We're starting prep for the new Spongebob episodes.
Great. I'll make sure the conference room is booked. Did they send the storyboards yet?
Just came in this morning. I'll upload them to the shared drive. They're already looking great.
Sweet. Are we using the same audio setup as last season? I need to prep the booth for the voice actors.
According to the notes from Victor, yes. Same setup. Oh, and we're getting new underwater drones for reference footage.
Nice! Those new drones can go deeper than our previous models, I heard. Should get some amazing reference shots for the animators.
Do we know when we're heading out to the location? I need to pack my equipment.
Next Monday. Transport to Bikini Atoll facility leaves at 0600. Don't be late or you'll be swimming there.
Ha! As if they'd let us anywhere near that water without full clearance.
Speaking of clearance, did you all get your new security badges? Mine says clearance level 2 now.
Got mine. Same clearance level as you. What exactly does that give us access to?
According to HR, level 2 means access to the main production areas, reference material library, and the upper observation deck.
Observation deck? I thought we were making an animated show. What are we observing?
Probably just means the viewing room where we review footage. Corporate jargon. You know how it is.
Yo guys, I'm looking at these storyboards and something seems off. They're incredibly detailed, almost like they're traced from photographs.
That's just good reference material. Makes our job easier.
I guess. But I was looking through the shared drive and found a folder labeled Specimen Vitals. That seems like an odd name for character design docs.
Maybe it's for the marine life they're documenting for reference? Send me the link.
Sure thing. Wait, what? It's gone. The folder was there this morning, and now it's gone.
Probably just got moved then. IT was doing some reorganizing of the servers today. I'll check with them.
Oh, Devin. Did you get the new audio equipment? I heard we're using some special underwater microphones this season.
Yeah, got them with me now. Gotta say though, they're way more sophisticated than what we'd need for simple reference audio. I was testing them yesterday and literally managed to pick up some random sounds.
Like what?
Mostly just bubbling noises. But from what I heard, there was some kind of voice-like sound under it, and it definitely didn't sound like any of our voice actors. In fact, it even sounded like it was actually underwater.
Probably just good quality sound effects. For reference, I mean.
Exactly. The audio team is really going above and beyond this season.
Hey, check this out. It's an article about Bikini Atoll. Look at the specimen photos on page 12.
Holy crap, that yellow sponge looks exactly like our character designs.
Firstly, EW, but secondly, that's just a coincidence. They probably based the character on real sea sponges.
Yeah, but look at the size comparisons. These specimens are much larger than normal sea life. The article mentions potential mutation from the nuclear testing they did there too.
Now you're reaching. Next you'll say Patrick is real too.
Check page 15, bro.
EW. Okay, fair enough. That's kind of mental. That starfish does look oddly similar.
Guys, come on. It's just a children's show. The creators probably got inspired by real marine life. That's normal for animated shows.
Maybe. But why are our production methods so secretive? I've worked on 3 other animated shows and never had to sign multiple NDAs like this one.
The entertainment industry is getting more competitive. That's why protecting IP is important.
I guess, but something still feels off. Oh wait, I just got a strange email. It mentions containment protocols for Spongebob. Why the hell does a cartoon character need containing?
Well, who sent it?
Unknown sender, apparently, and now it's gone from my inbox. I just got another email saying, wrong recipient, please disregard.
Probably just the game development team. They're working on that new Spongebob game, remember? Containment probably refers to gameplay mechanics or something.
That makes sense, kinda.
Hey, did anyone else get the memo about the special diving gear? Apparently, we need to get fitted before the trip.
Yeah, got that. Seems excessive for an animation reference trip. Are we actually going underwater?
I think it's just precautionary. Better to have it and not need it.
The memo also mentioned something about interaction protocols. What exactly are we interacting with?
Probably just means how to operate the equipment. Don't overthink it.
Has anyone been to the Bikini Atoll facility before? What's it like?
My cousin worked there last year. Said it was top-notch but super secretive. Lots of restricted areas.
A decommissioned nuclear testing zone for an animation studio? That's odd.
I'm telling you guys, something doesn't add up. Why would an animation studio need restricted areas?
Corporate secrets. Plus, they do a lot of technology development there. Anyway, we should focus on prep. Meeting tomorrow on this chat at 9 a.m. to go over final details.
I'll be there. Still suspicious, though.
Just do your job and collect the paycheck. That's my motto.
Fine, but I'm bringing my own testing equipment, just in case.
In case of what? Mutant sea creatures? Lol.
Laugh all you want, but I'm not taking chances with nuclear testing sites.
Smart thinking. I'm going to do some more digging tonight.
Just don't get us all fired. See you tomorrow.
Status report on primary specimens. The yellow porous one continues to display remarkable adaptive capabilities. Cognitive functions testing at human equivalent levels.
Excellent progress. Any further developments with the star-shaped specimen?
Concerning behaviors noted, it appears to be establishing some kind of ritualistic activity among the other specimens. We're calling it cult-like behavior, for lack of a better term.
Fascinating. Is it centered around the artifact we placed?
Affirmative. They refer to themselves as goofy goobers when gathered. The pink one leads, while the yellow one appears reluctant, but participates.
This is consistent with my behavioral predictions. The radiation seems to have created a hierarchical social structure previously unseen in these species. The pink one displays dominant characteristics, despite its lower cognitive testing.
Can we leverage this? The military applications could be significant.
The Pentagon is extremely interested in the hive mind potential, especially if we can direct their behavior. Underwater assets that can be controlled remotely would be invaluable.
We need additional surveillance equipment. Current cameras aren't capturing all the ritualistic behaviors, especially in the caves they've constructed.
Approved. What about the production team arriving next week?
Security protocols in place. They believe they're gathering reference material for animation. All classified areas are restricted to level 4 clearance and above. They're level 2.
I recommend limited exposure to the actual specimens, even through observation windows. We don't want emotional attachment forming.
Agreed. The cover story has worked well for 3 seasons now. Keep them focused on the animation production narrative.
We had a minor security breach today. Specimen Vitals folder was temporarily accessible on the shared drive, has been removed and access logs checked. One production team member viewed it briefly.
Which one?
Jennifer Lawrence, production assistant. She also received an errant email about containment protocols. We've implemented standard disavowal procedures.
Monitor her closely. If she becomes problematic, reassign her.
The miniaturization tech is ready for testing. We could potentially send a shrunk team down for direct interaction, rather than just remote observation.
Let's hold that option in reserve. For now, ensure the production team remains unaware of the true nature of our work.
Understood. One final note. The cephalopod specimen continues to display alarming intelligence. It's been observing our observation methods, almost as if studying us in return.
Maintain stricter isolation for that one. If it communicates with the others, the entire behavioral study could be compromised.
Enhanced containment measures are already in place. The production team will never access that section of the facility.
Excellent. Keep me updated. Remember, as far as the world is concerned, we're making a children's cartoon. Let's keep it that way.
Is anyone still awake? I can't stop thinking about that deleted email from earlier.
I'm up, working late on some audio files.
Here too. What's going on?
Well, I managed to recover that deleted email. The containment protocol's won.
Seriously? How did you do that?
I have my ways. Working in production for 5 years teaches you a few tricks. Want to see what it says?
Jennifer, I'm not sure we should be looking at emails that weren't meant for us. Could get us in serious trouble.
I know, but I think you might change your mind after hearing the title. The subject line is Specimen SB01 Containment Protocol Update.
SB01, as in Spongebob?
That's what I'm thinking. And there's more. It mentions increased mobility patterns and attempts to breach perimeter.
Wait, what? That doesn't sound like animation lingo at all.
There's a link to an audio server too. Something about vocalization patterns. I've got the server address if anyone wants to check it out.
This is getting crazy, but I'm curious. Send it to me.
Sending to everyone. Just be careful. Use a VPN if you can.
On it. I can access the audio server since I'm in sound. Give me a minute.
Guys, I don't know about this. We could all lose our jobs.
Or we could be uncovering something big, something that needs to be exposed.
Exactly. Just look at what you find and we'll discuss. No one's forcing anyone to do anything.
Holy crap! I'm in the audio server, right? And there's a folder called Raw Habitat Audio with literally thousands of recordings, all dating back 15 years.
Hold up. The show has only been in production for 8 years officially. Why would they have recordings from 15 years ago?
Exactly. And get this, these aren't studio recordings. They're labeled as field captures with GPS coordinates.
Can you send us a sample?
Yeah, downloading one now. Here's one from 10 years ago. Sending the actual file too.
Got it. Playing it now. What the hell?
What is it?
That laugh. That's SpongeBob's laugh, but this is labeled as recorded underwater, not in a studio.
Could be faked. Maybe they recorded underwater for authenticity.
No way. I've studied marine biology. There is no known sea creature that makes vocalizations like this, but the file metadata shows it's completely unedited. This is a raw recording.
There are thousands more like this too. Different characters too, each with their own designation. SB01, PS02, SQ03, KK04.
SpongeBob, Patrick Star, Squidward, and Krusty Krab? No, that would be MK05 for Mr. Krabs. KK must be something else.
You know, now that we're talking about infiltration, I just accessed the facility blueprints. Don't ask me how.
Well, what did you find?
There's a massive section underneath the main building, like way bigger than what should be there. It's labeled Observation Deck, just like the one we heard about, but it extends deep beneath the ocean floor. Look at this. There are multiple viewing stations around what they call Habitat B.
They're observing something, not creating something. The show has been going on way longer than we thought, but it's not animation.
Exactly. These audio files aren't references. They're the actual source material.
Right, enough. You're all jumping to conclusions.
Well, what other explanation could there be for 15 years of underwater recordings that sound exactly like cartoon characters?
I don't know, but... Oh God.
What?
I just got a text from my cousin. She works in corporate accounting. She's asking why I'm working on Project Neptune. Says the budget coding are inaccurate. The expenses are filed under Specimen acquisition, not animation.
Holy crap, it's all real. They're studying actual creatures.
Mutated sea life from the nuclear testing. It makes sense now. The secrecy, the security clearances, the observation deck.
What the hell did we sign up for?
A children's show, or so we thought.
The question is, what do we do now?
We need to dig deeper, but carefully. They obviously don't want us to know.
My cousin says Project Neptune has military funding, like serious black budget stuff.
Maybe we should back off. This sounds dangerous.
We can't ignore this. But Rosario's right. We need to be careful. Act normal while we gather more info.
Agreed. I'll keep digging through the audio files.
I'll see what else I can find in the system.
Perfect. Aisha, can you find out more from your cousin?
I'll try, but I don't want to raise suspicions.
Of course. Be subtle. Now act normal. Do our jobs, but keep your eyes open.
I'm bringing my testing equipment for sure now on Monday. Want to analyze the water composition there.
Smart. I'm scoping out that observation deck first chance I get.
Perfect. And remember, not a word to anyone else.
Got it. Still can't believe this is happening. A children's cartoon that's actually... What? Real mutated sea creatures?
Looks that way. Get some sleep, everyone. Monday's gonna be interesting.
Security alert on production team terminals. We have unusual search results from multiple team members.
Details, please. What exactly are they accessing?
Jennifer Lawrence recovered the containment protocol email. Devin Williams accessed the audio server. Multiple raw habitat recordings downloaded. Trent Cooper viewed facility blueprints, including the observation deck.
How the hell did they get access to those systems? Those require level 4 clearance minimum.
Someone's been sloppy with their credentials, or we have another leak.
This compromises the entire operation. The Pentagon won't be pleased.
Let's not overreact. What's their knowledge level? How much have they pieced together?
Based on their communications, they've identified the connection between the specimens and the show characters. They know about the extended timeline, and they suspect military involvement. They don't appear to know about the cult activity or our behavioral experiments yet.
I recommend immediate termination of their contracts. Security risk is too high.
No, that would only confirm their suspicions and potentially create whistleblowers.
What do you suggest then?
Containment and misdirection. Let them continue their investigation, but control what they find. Feed them the Bikini Atoll radiation story, but nothing about military applications or the cult.
That could work. A partial truth is always more believable. We could present it as an environmental research project, monitoring radiation effects on marine life, the show being a cover to fund the research.
Exactly. Aiden, increase surveillance on all 5 team members, not just Jennifer Lawrence. Monitor all communications, access to their personal devices as well.
Already on it. I've activated the secondary monitoring protocols on their phones. Every message, call, and search will be logged.
What about facility access? They arrive Monday. Should we restrict them further?
No, that would only increase suspicion. Let them access the approved areas, but ensure all specimens are secured behind level 5 barriers. They can see the observation deck, but not what we're actually observing.
The pink one has escalated its ritual activities. Could be problematic if they witness it, even through the security feeds.
Schedule their tour during feeding time, when the specimens are most docile.
Aisha Johnson's cousin in accounting flagged the Neptune expenditures to her. That's a separate security breach we need to address.
Who is this cousin?
Mia Johnson, level 3 clearance in financial. Apparently curious about the coding discrepancies.
Have HR transfer her immediately. Remote assignment, effective tomorrow.
Won't that seem suspicious?
Frame it as a promotion. Overseas opportunity. Immediate start. Generous compensation package to ensure compliance.
Understood.
And if the production team continues digging, what's our containment protocol?
We have the miniaturization technology ready. If necessary, we use it. They want to see the specimens up close. We can arrange that on our terms.
The military would prefer no civilian witnesses, especially with Phase 2 starting next month.
Let me worry about the military. For now, monitor and control. If they become problematic, we have options. More permanent ones.
Understood. Increasing surveillance immediately. I'll prepare a convincing environmental research narrative.
Good. And remember, we've invested 15 years in this project. We won't let 5 curious production assistants compromise it now.
Jennifer Lawrence, I see you found my email. Let's talk.
Who is this?
Someone who knows what's really happening at Bikini Atoll. Someone who wants to help. Be careful who you trust. Not everyone on your team is who they appear to be.
What do you mean? Do you work for Oceanic Entertainment?
I did, until I saw what they were doing to those poor creatures. Or rather, what they're planning to do with them. The Goofy Goobers are just the beginning.
Goofy Goobers? What are you talking about?
You'll see soon enough. When you get to the facility, look for Lab 7. That's where they keep the truth.
Who are you? Give me a name.
Names are dangerous, but you can call me Kiyoshi. I'll contact you again. If I can, they're watching.
All specimens are secured in primary habitat. The production team has arrived at the facility too. Separate quarters assigned as planned.
Excellent. What's the status of the Patrick specimen?
Increasingly concerning behavior, the ritualistic gatherings have become more frequent, and Patrick is mutating again. The Goofy Goobers ritual now occurs 3 times daily.
Fascinating. What's the focus of their worship?
A pineapple structure at the center of the habitat. They bring offerings to it, mostly smaller sea creatures, sometimes still alive.
And the yellow specimen? SB01?
Still a reluctant participant, but involved nonetheless, shows signs of higher cognitive function, almost seems aware of our observation.
Increase the behavioral modification chemicals in the habitat. I want to see if we can influence the ritual direction. Direct it toward our monitoring equipment.
Increasing dosage by 15% should see results within 24 hours. They've developed complex linguistic patterns too, far beyond what normal sea creatures should be capable of. The radiation has accelerated their evolution exponentially.
What about the crabby specimen? The Pentagon is particularly interested in its regenerative properties.
Harvesting continues as scheduled. We've extracted another 50 grams of tissue this week. Regeneration rate remains consistent.
Excellent. The preliminary trials on wounded soldiers show remarkable results. Complete healing of combat injuries within hours. We need to scale up production.
Approved, but maintain specimen viability. We can't risk losing our source.
I have a suggestion regarding the cult behavior. We could exploit their newfound religiosity, insert our own deity into their habitat, a way to control the entire population.
Interesting approach. What do you propose?
A stimulus that mimics their worship object, but responds to our commands. They already associate the pineapple with divine presence. We replace it with our own version, with embedded command protocols.
Security update on the production team. All 5 members have been placed under full surveillance. Cameras installed in their quarters and workstations. All communications are being monitored.
Any suspicious activity?
They're being cautious, speaking in person rather than messaging when possible, but they're definitely investigating. Rosario Valdez was seen taking unauthorized photos in Lab 3.
What was in Lab 3 at the time?
Developmental tanks, early-stage sponge specimens. Nothing classified, but still concerning.
Restrict their movement further. Escort requirements for all labs. How's our containment story progressing?
Ready to implement. Environmental research narrative prepared. Documentation shows Oceanic Entertainment funding. Marine research to offset environmental impact. Plausible and partially true.
Perfect. If they push further, we release that version, but only if necessary. For now, watch and wait.
Hey team, check your secure messages app. Company networks are definitely monitored.
Smart thinking. Using it now. So, how's everyone settling in?
My room feels like a prison cell, and I swear there's a camera in the air vent.
Same here. They're not even trying to hide the surveillance.
Literally. I've also got some bad news, I'm afraid. My cousin Mia was suddenly transferred overseas, right after she mentioned Project Neptune to me.
That can't be a coincidence. They know we're looking into this.
Guys, I managed to sneak some photos from Lab 3. You won't believe what I saw. Look familiar?
Holy crap. Is that Spongebob?
Early development stages, I think. But yes, they're growing them.
This is unreal. I found something too. Audio setup diagrams that extend to the ocean floor. They're not recording voice actors. They're literally recording whatever's down there.
I found old production notes from the first season that might support that theory. They refer to animation reference as documentation protocols, all of which is meant for live specimen behavior. There's never been any animation. They've been filming actual creatures the whole time.
But how is this possible? Sentient sea creatures?
Remember the Bikini Atoll nuclear testing? Decades of radiation in that water could have mutated the marine life, created something entirely new.
That would seem most probably. There are loads of restricted access points throughout the facility. Badge readers that require level 5 clearance. They all lead downward, toward what I'm guessing is the real observation deck.
One of us needs to get down there, see what they're actually observing.
But how? We're only level 2.
Maybe I can help with that. Before she was transferred, Mia sent me some interesting files, including badge encryption protocols.
Could you hack the badges? Upgrade our clearance?
Possibly, but it's risky. If we get caught,
It might be worth the risk. Listen to what I found in one of the research papers. They're not just observing these creatures, they're harvesting tissue from them for some kind of medical application.
That's messed up as hell. These creatures are clearly sentient, maybe even sapient.
I managed to listen to more of the audio files, and I'm starting to agree with them being more sapient. From what I've heard, they're all talking, like actually communicating. They even seem to have their own language.
So we've been watching a show about sentient creatures being experimented on and no one knows.
someone mentioned Lab 7 to you, Jennifer. Have you found anything about that?
Not yet, but I've been looking. The facility maps don't show any Lab 7.
Maybe it's in the restricted area, below the main facility.
I've been trying to figure out the goofy goobers thing, from what I can piece together from research notes. It's some kind of ritual the creatures perform, led by the Patrick specimen.
Patrick is leading a cult? That's not in the show.
Because they wouldn't show that part on a children's program. They're sanitizing what's really happening down there.
Then what's our plan here? Are we just gathering information, or are we going to do something about this?
First, we need proof, hard evidence. Then we decide our next move.
I might have a way to get access. I was talking to one of the IT guys, Benjamin. He seems sympathetic. Mentioned something about the horrible things happening here.
Can we trust him?
Not sure yet, but he might be our way in.
We should proceed cautiously. These people transferred Aisha's cousin overnight. What would they do to us if they knew what we're planning?
I don't even want to think about it.
Let's agree to meet in person. Dinner at the cafeteria tonight, 7 p.m. We'll discuss next steps there, where hopefully we can't be overheard.
Agreed.
I'll be there.
Same.
See you then.
Daily status report. The star is agitated today, pacing his pineapple dwelling.
Reason for agitation?
Unknown. Perhaps sensing the new arrivals. The pink one continues ritual preparations. Gathered more followers today. The small green one seems particularly devoted.
And the squid?
Still isolated, watching, taking notes. Almost like he's documenting everything.
Interesting. Continue observation and increase harvesting from the red one. We need more samples.
As you wish, though I should note, harvesting seems to agitate the star more than anything, as if they're connected somehow. The star becomes more violent after each extraction.
Document the correlation, but continue as scheduled. The Pentagon demands results, not excuses.
Understood. One more thing. The specimens mentioned the surface dwellers today. In their native tongue, they know we're watching.
Fascinating, but irrelevant. They can't reach us, and soon, we'll be able to control them completely.
Hey Jen, I got your IT ticket about corrupted animation files. Ticket number 4732. Can you give me more details about what's happening?
Thanks for getting back to me so quickly. The animation files from Season 3 won't render properly on my workstation. I need access to the backup server to retrieve the originals.
Oh, that's odd. Those files should be accessible from the main production server. You wouldn't need backup access for that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought too. But my supervisor said I need to check the backups. Something about version control issues.
Which supervisor told you that?
Lena from production management.
There is no Lena in production management. Look, I know what you're really looking for.
I'm not sure what you mean. I just need the backup files.
Jennifer, I know you and your team have been digging into what's really happening here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's okay. I've seen things too. Horribly immoral things. And that the animation that isn't animation at all.
So it's true? What are they doing here?
It started as research, studying the effects of radiation on marine life, but it turned into something else. Something much, much darker.
The creatures, they're real, aren't they?
Yes, mutated by decades of nuclear testing. They've evolved into something intelligent. The company discovered them years ago and turned it into a gold mine.
By making a children's show about them?
It's brilliant from a business perspective. They get to study the creatures with massive funding while making millions from merchandising. All while hiding in plain sight.
I need proof, hard evidence. Can you help me?
I'm risking my job even talking to you. But yes, I can help. I've been documenting everything. I think people need to know the truth.
Thank you. What do I need to do?
I'm sending you elevated credentials. They'll expire in 4 hours. Use them to access the archive server. Look for files labeled BSS.
BSS.
Behavioral study segments. It's the raw footage, before they edit it for the show.
Won't they know I've accessed it?
Normally, yes, but I've created a security loop. Your access will appear as system maintenance. Just take it slow. Don't download too many files at once. And clear your access logs when you're done.
Got it. I owe you big time.
Just find the truth, but don't let your guard down. These people will do anything to protect their secret. There's a level 6 room, Lab 7. That's where they keep the worst of it. I've never been inside, but the security there is intense.
Lab 7. Someone mentioned that to me before.
Whoever it was knows the truth. That's where they develop the military applications.
Military applications? What kind?
I don't know details, only snippets I've overheard. Something about tissue regeneration and behavioral control. They're weaponizing the mutations.
That's horrible. These are sentient creatures.
I know. That's why I'm helping you. Oh, and one more thing. Before I go, the cameras are everywhere, including your rooms. They're watching everything, listening to everything.
I knew it. Is there any safe place to go undetected in?
The facility maintenance tunnels, level B3, section 12. No cameras there. Dead spot in their surveillance. I have to go now. I've been on this chat too long. Be careful, Jennifer, and good luck.
Wait, how do I find those tunnels?
Check your email. Just sent you a maintenance schedule. The access codes are hidden in the metadata. You can do this.
Where is everyone? Are we still meeting in the cafeteria tonight?
Change of plans. Our rooms are definitely being monitored. Cameras and listening devices. We need a new meeting spot.
Great. So they are monitoring everything we do and say. Any suggestions for a secure location?
I'll text you all individually with instructions. Don't reply on this chat. See you at dinner. Act normal.
Roger that.
I got access to the archive server. Remember maintenance tunnels, B3, section 12. Meet there at 10 p.m. instead of cafeteria. Delete this message after reading.
Got it. Will delete.
I got access to the archive server. Remember, maintenance tunnels, B3, section 12. Meet there at 10 p.m. instead of cafeteria. Delete this message after reading.
Holy crap. How'd you manage that? Never mind. Don't answer. I'll be there. Deleting now.
I got access to the archive server. Remember, maintenance tunnels, B3, section 12. Meet there at 10 p.m. instead of cafeteria. Delete this message after reading.
You're amazing. 10 p.m. it is. Deleting.
I got access to the archive server. Remember, maintenance tunnels, B3, section 12. Meet there at 10 p.m. instead of cafeteria. Delete this message after reading.
How did you get access? Never mind. I'll be there. Deleted.
I've been reviewing those new storyboards for episode 10. They're looking really good.
Yeah, the animation style is really coming together. I've been working on some sound effects that I think will match perfectly.
The rendering team is on schedule too. We should have preliminary animations by next week.
Perfect. Executive team will be pleased with our progress. Dinner in the cafeteria tonight? I hear they're serving seafood.
Ironic, isn't it? But yes, I'll be there.
Me too. Looking forward to it.
Count me in.
Same here. Nothing better than seafood while working on an underwater cartoon. Totally normal day at work.
Urgent update on the Patrick specimen. The Goofy Goobers cult has escalated their activities. They're now performing what appear to be even greater sacrificial rituals.
Elaborate.
They're capturing larger creatures like sharks from the outskirts of the habitat, bringing them to the central pineapple structure, and well, dismembering them, while chanting something we haven't fully translated. Plus, they've just dissected Mr. Krabs. We'll need to send down a replacement URGENTLY.
The intelligence they're displaying is remarkable. They've created crude tools from coral and appear to be working cooperatively, far beyond standard marine life capabilities.
This is amazing. Imagine deploying these creatures in enemy waters. They could disrupt entire ecosystems. Our target-specific maritime resources.
I like the way you think, Commander. What's the timeline for deployment readiness?
With the current rate of development, 1 to 2 months for initial field testing. But we need more specimens and more aggressive mutation.
I propose increasing radiation exposure. We've been cautious about dosage, but more aggressive treatment could accelerate mutations.
Should we be concerned about mental stability? The specimens are already showing signs of psychosis, particularly SB01, who appears increasingly distressed.
Mental stability is irrelevant. We need physical capabilities, regeneration, adaptation, combat effectiveness. Their psychological state is a secondary concern.
I agree with Dr. Harlow. Push the radiation exposure. Let's see how far we can take these mutations.
As you wish, but I'm documenting my concerns. For the record,
Security alert. We have a breach. Benjamin Torres from IT has provided elevated credentials to Jennifer Lawrence. She's accessing the BSS archives.
What? How did this happen?
He created a security loop, disguised her access as system maintenance. She's viewing raw footage of the habitat and the specimens.
Terminate Torres. Immediately. Confiscate all his devices and restrict Lawrence's access.
Already initiated termination procedures for Torres. But Lawrence has already downloaded several files. I can see she's messaging the team. They're planning to meet somewhere.
Where?
Unknown. They're being cautious, not specifying location in texts, but they mentioned dinner in the cafeteria.
Have security present at the cafeteria. Monitor them closely. What about the other production team members?
All accounted for. They appear to be working normally, but their search histories suggest continued investigation.
Damn it. We need to contain this now, before they find Lab 7.
What if we accelerate the timeline, move directly to Phase 2?
That's premature. The specimens aren't ready, and neither is our containment protocol.
The Pentagon won't approve acceleration. Too many variables, too much investment at stake.
I have a suggestion. What if we bring them in?
Explain.
The production team, show them the truth, but only part of it. The environmental research narrative. Make them feel special for being in the know, but hide the military applications.
That could work, or it could backfire completely.
I have a better solution. The miniaturization technology. We let them see the habitat up close, from the inside.
That's extremely risky.
But effective. Once they're miniaturized and inside, we control whether they ever return. Problem solved.
Let's hold that option in reserve. For now, confiscate what Jennifer Lawrence has downloaded and continue monitoring. If they become more problematic, we'll consider more permanent solutions.
Understood. Security teams deploying now. We'll find their meeting location, and Torres has been removed from the facility. His credentials revoked.
Good. Keep me updated. This project is too important to fail. 15 years of work, billions in investment. I won't let 5 curious production assistants ruin everything.
Everyone make it back okay?
Yeah, that was close. Security was literally right behind us.
I can't believe they found us so quickly.
That Ben guy must have been compromised.
I'm safe, but I think someone followed me back to my room. They were watching my door for like 20 minutes.
This is getting dangerous, but at least we got to share what we found in the tunnels. For those who came in late or had to leave early, let's recap. I managed to download files from the BSS archive. Here's the most compelling evidence. This is an animation. These are actual photographs of a real living creature.
And I've been able to isolate some of the audio. I've run it through multiple translation algorithms, and it looks like they are actually distress calls. They're saying, "Help us," and they keep cutting.
That matches with my findings. I analyzed the water sample reports from the main tank. They show extreme radiation levels. The chemicals appear to be designed to enhance cognitive function. So they're not just observing these creatures, they're actively manipulating their evolution.
I found something too. In the engineering database, schematics for a device called Neptune Reducer. It's designed to shrink humans down to the specimen's size.
Why would they need that?
Direct interaction, maybe? Or a way to get up close and personal with the specimens.
I have some bad news about Benjamin. He's gone. I checked the HR system. There's an automated termination notice. They issued it literally today. Reason: security violation.
Damn it, they got to him too. He risked everything to help us.
What's our next move then? We have evidence now. Should we go public?
With what platform? We're in a remote facility. All communications are monitored.
Well, we still need to get this information out somehow. These creatures are sentient, and they're being tortured, all for some horrid string of military experiments.
That's the thing that's really bothering me. What exactly is the military angle here? What are they developing?
Well, whatever it is. It's bad enough that they're willing to terminate people over it. We need to be extremely careful.
Wait. I just got a message from an unknown number.
What does it say?
It's just coordinates and a server address with a password.
Could be a trap. To see if we're still digging?
Or it could be help. Maybe from whoever Dr. Kiyoshi is.
I'm going to check it using a secure connection. Hold on. Oh my god. It's a research journal from someone called Dr. Kiyoshi. He was one of the original researchers here. He documented how they discovered the mutated ecosystem after decades of nuclear testing at Bikini Atoll. Oceanic Entertainment was originally a research company, but one day they found these creatures and realized they could profit from them.
By making a children's show?
Exactly. It was the perfect cover. They could study the mutations, document the behaviors, all while making millions from a cartoon.
That's actually brilliant, in a completely evil way.
But it gets worse. According to Kiyoshi's later entries, the military got involved about 5 years ago. They were interested in the regenerative properties of the crabby specimen and something called telekinetic development in the Patrick specimen.
Telekinesis? Like moving things with your mind?
Apparently the radiation triggered it, and they've been enhancing it through chemical exposure. The Patrick specimen is organizing the others into some kind of cult. They call themselves the Goofy Goobers.
Wait, Goofy Goobers is in the show? It's an ice cream shop.
In reality, it's something much darker. Kiyoshi's final entries are terrifying. He believes the Goofy Goobers is actually an alien death cult. The Patrick specimen is channeling some kind of external entity, using the pineapple as a conduit.
That's why they worship it.
This is insane. Like Literally unbelievable.
Except we've seen the evidence. The creatures are real, and the military involvement is real.
According to Kiyoshi, the company plans to weaponize the creatures, using the Neptune reducer to deploy them in enemy waters.
So they're creating psychic sea creature assassins? That sounds like a bad science fiction movie.
Kiyoshi's last entry is dated 3 months ago. He was trying to expose the project, and then nothing. He just disappeared.
Like Benjamin.
We could be next.
So what do?
We need to get out of here, take what evidence we have, and get to the mainland.
But we can't just leave. Those creatures are suffering. They're being experimented on, tortured.
I agree with Jennifer. We need to help them somehow.
But how? We're just production assistants against a massive corporation with military backing.
Maybe we can use the Neptune reducer. Get down there. See for ourselves. Find a way to help them.
That's suicide. We'd be trapped down there.
Not if we plan carefully. Trent, can you access the Neptune reducer?
Possibly. The schematics show it's in Lab 7, but that's highest security clearance.
One of us needs to find a way in, tonight, before they lock us down completely.
Or before they make us disappear, like Benjamin and Kiyoshi.
I'm in. Those creatures need help.
Count me in too.
This is crazy, but I'm with you. We can't let them get away with this.
Then it's settled. I'll go there tonight. Trent, can you get me access?
I'll try. I might be able to use Benjamin's encryption method. No guarantees though.
It's worth a shot. This might be our only chance.
Update from Pentagon. Military officials arriving in 3 days to evaluate aquatic assets for weapons program integration.
Excellent timing. The specimens are showing remarkable progress.
They're particularly interested in the telekinetic capabilities and the neurotoxin development. Nothing like it in current arsenal.
Speaking of neurotoxin, we have a situation with the crabby specimen.
Explain.
It's begun secreting a previously undocumented compound. Preliminary analysis shows neurotoxic properties. 3 lab technicians exposed, all experiencing neurological symptoms, 1 critical.
Containment status.
Secured for now, but the creature seems to be developing the ability at will, almost as a defense mechanism against our harvesting.
I warned about accelerating the mutations. We're pushing them too far and too fast. They're evolving defenses against us.
This is not a setback, it's an opportunity. If we can harness the neurotoxin, weaponize it.
The Pentagon will be extremely interested. Chemical weapons delivered by living organisms. Undetectable until deployment.
Security update. The production team accessed Kiyoshi's archived files.
How? Those were supposed to be purged.
It remains unknown how they obtained access, but they've viewed the contents, including his final warnings about the cult activity and telekinetic development.
Damn it, this is spiraling out of control. Where are they now?
Back in their quarters, but they're using encrypted communications, and they've discovered the Neptune reducer.
That's it. No more passive observation. Implement containment protocol. Full restriction. No communication access. No facility movement. Lock them in their quarters.
Executing now. Security teams dispatched. But sir, what if they resist?
Then they've become a security risk, and we handle security risks permanently.
Is that really necessary? We could still use my approach. Bring them in. Control the narrative.
That window has closed. They know too much. They've seen Kiyoshi's files.
A more elegant solution might be available. The Neptune reducer. Send them to the habitat. Let nature take its course.
Elaborate.
The goofy goobers are always looking for sacrifices. 5 new massive human specimens would keep them occupied, and we could observe the interaction. Valuable research data.
I like it. Make it happen, but make it look voluntary.
I'll adjust security accordingly. Guide them to Lab 7, rather than prevent access.
Perfect. The problem solves itself, and we get valuable observation data.
The Pentagon representatives arrive in 3 days. This needs to be resolved before then.
It will be, one way or another. Those 5 won't be a problem much longer, and neither will Kiyoshi's warning.
Jennifer Lawrence, this is Dr. Kiyoshi. I don't have much time.
Dr. Kiyoshi, I thought you were...
Dead? Not yet, but soon if they find me. I've been hiding in the facility, using maintenance tunnels to avoid detection.
We found your research journals about the specimens, the cult.
Then you know the danger. It's worse than I documented. The Patrick entity isn't just organizing a cult. It's preparing for something catastrophic.
What do you mean? What's it preparing for?
A summoning. The rituals are getting more complex, more violent. They believe they're communicating with gods. But it's something else, something ancient, waiting in the deeper ocean.
Good Lord.
I know, I've seen it. The Patrick entity has telekinetic abilities now. It can move objects, influence minds, and it's not alone anymore.
What do you mean?
The yellow one, Spongebob, it was resistant at first, but now it's changing, becoming more like Patrick. They're planning to release something they call the King.
What King? What are you talking about?
In the deepest tank, Lab 7, they keep it contained. A specimen they never show, never document. It's what they're really afraid of.
Dr. Kiyoshi, we need to meet. We're planning to access Lab 7 tonight.
No! Stay away from Lab 7. That's exactly what they want.
What do you mean?
They're planning to use you, send you to the habitat as sacrifices. The goofy goobers need fresh blood. Crap! My connection is going!
Dr. Kiyoshi, are you there? Please respond. Dr. Kiyoshi?
I found it. The Neptune reducer. It's in section D14. The decommissioned wing they told us was damaged by water leakage.
Are you sure?
Positive. I cross-referenced the schematics with the facility map. It's there, all right, just disguised as an old storage area.
How do we get Jennifer in? That section is completely locked down.
I extracted some access codes from the maintenance schedules. They rotate daily, but I have today's sequence. These should get you through the first 2 checkpoints, Jennifer.
I can help with the security issue. I've created some fake work orders for lighting maintenance in the restricted sections. If anyone stops Jennifer, she can just tell them that.
That's brilliant, both of you. I'll head there now while everyone's at dinner.
Be extremely careful. After what happened to Benjamin,
I still haven't heard from Dr. Kiyoshi again. His warning about Lab 7 has me worried.
I know, but we need to see the Neptune reducer. It might be our only way to gather concrete evidence and potentially help the creatures.
Speaking of which, I intercepted something disturbing from the research team. There's a special harvesting event scheduled for tomorrow in preparation for the military's arrival. They're targeting the Squidward specimen for something called sonic weaponry testing.
Those monsters. I've been translating more of the vocalizations from the habitat. The creatures don't call themselves by our cartoon names, obviously. They refer to themselves as bottom dwellers, and they talk about serving the pink star to avoid being selected for ascension.
Ascension? What does that mean?
Based on context, it's their term for being removed from the habitat for experimentation. They know they're being taken, and they know those who go rarely return.
God, that's horrifying. They understand what's happening to them.
Which makes this torture not just experimentation, those poor creatures.
So what's our plan exactly? Once Jennifer gets to the reducer?
I need to gather information, find out how it works, and if it's actually possible to use it, to get inside the habitat.
Is that safe, going inside?
Probably not, but it might be our only chance to gather indisputable evidence and find out what's really happening down there.
Jennifer, remember what Kiyoshi said about them wanting to use us as sacrifices.
I'll be careful, just reconnaissance. I'm not planning to interact with the creatures, just document what I see.
We'll monitor from here and keep communications open.
I've mapped an escape route too for if things go south.
Perfect. Okay, I'm heading out now. Wish me luck.
Be safe.
We've got your back.
Good luck.
You got this.
Status update on the habitat. The Patrick specimen has created a crude structure, a throne of sorts.
Fascinating. Purpose?
It conducts what we're calling geolithic judgment rituals. It sits on the throne. Other specimens are brought before it. It appears to select which ones will be processed, sacrificed to what they believe are the surface gods, meaning us. They've developed a mythology around our specimen extraction.
This is incredible behavior. The cult activity is evolving into a society. It's developing its own social hierarchy, its own religious structure, all of which is far more complex than we anticipated.
Does this make specimen extraction more efficient?
Actually, yes. The Patrick specimen is essentially pre-selecting subjects for us, and the others don't resist when chosen. They believe it's a form of ascension, a spiritual honor.
Perfect. This will be useful when we introduce our production team, Friends, to the habitat.
I've been considering that, how the specimens might react to human subjects, particularly the Patrick entity. Will it recognize them as the gods they worship, or as intruders?
Based on behavior patterns, it will likely view them as offerings, particularly if we introduce them in a way that suggests descent from above.
The data we could gather would be invaluable.
Another security update. Jennifer Lawrence is on the move, heading towards section D14.
The Neptune reducer. Perfect. Let her proceed.
She has unauthorized access codes. Should I have security intercept?
No, call them back, actually. This plays perfectly into our plans. Guide her there if necessary. How did she obtain the codes?
Unknown, but Trent Cooper accessed the maintenance schedules earlier today. He likely extracted them.
Clever. And the others?
Still in their quarters, communicating via encrypted channels, but we're monitoring through backup systems.
Excellent. Let Jennifer Lawrence proceed to the reducer. When she attempts to use it, that's when we implement our plan.
I've prepared the habitat, special pheromone signals to the Patrick specimen. It's expecting a divine visitation, should make the introduction production quite dramatic.
I still have reservations about this approach. These are civilians.
These are security risks who have accessed classified information, threatened a multi-billion-dollar project, and potentially national security.
The Pentagon agrees with Victor. This is the cleanest solution. No loose ends. Invaluable research data.
At least let me document my ethical concerns. For the record,
Fine, document whatever you want, but this happens tonight. Aiden, keep monitoring Jennifer Lawrence. Let her reach the reducer, then ensure the others join her.
Understood. I'll have security encourage them to find their friend. Once she's in place,
How's it going?
Well, I'm in at least. Section D14. The codes worked perfectly.
Thank goodness. What do you see?
It's like some kind of lab. Lots of equipment I don't recognize. But there's a large chamber in the center. That must be the reducer.
Can you describe it?
It's like a glass tube, about 7 feet tall, with all kinds of machinery attached. And there's a smaller glass container next to it, with what looks like water inside, but it has a strange glow to it.
That must be for transporting you to the habitat after reduction, according to the schematics Trent found.
There's a control panel with instructions.
Can you read them?
Yes, it explains the whole process. Subject enters the chamber. Molecular reduction occurs. Then subject is transferred to transport vessel and can be placed in the target environment. There's even a recall protocol to bring the subject back.
That's reassuring at least. If you go in, you can get out.
But wait, it gets better. Apparently, they've added something called environmental adaptation. It modifies the subject to survive in the target environment, like breathing underwater and applying a glass bubble around phones to continue allowing communication.
So they've thought of everything. Does it say anything about potential risks?
Checking. Oh.
What is it?
There's a warning about prolonged reduction. Apparently staying reduced for more than 1 hour can lead to molecular instability and permanent cellular degradation.
That doesn't sound good. You'd have a time limit.
Still, 1 hour should be enough to gather evidence and get back.
Are you seriously considering doing this? Going down there?
I think I have to. We need concrete evidence, and I need to see for myself.
Jennifer, please reconsider. It's too dangerous. What if something goes wrong? What if you can't get back?
There's a recall button on a wristband. According to the manual, emergency extraction.
That still seems incredibly risky.
I know, but those creatures need help, and we need proof. Wait, I think I heard something.
What is it? Jennifer, are you there?
Someone's coming. I need to hide.
Hey you, stop right there. I can see you in Lab 7 on the security camera.
I can explain. I'm just lost. I was looking for the...
Save it. I know what you're doing. You're trying to access the reducer.
Listen, I'm not...
You're Jennifer Lawrence, right? From the production team?
How do you know my name?
Everyone knows about your team. The ones asking too many questions. Looking into things that'll get you all killed.
Are you going to report me?
If I wanted to do that, you'd already be in security custody. I'm Dana Phillips. Facility maintenance. Level 4 clearance.
Then why are you helping me?
Because I've seen what they're doing here to those poor creatures. I've been documenting it for months.
You have?
My job gives me access to almost every room, including the observation deck. I've seen the experiments, the harvesting. It's sick.
That's why I'm here too. We're trying to gather evidence to expose what's happening.
Using the reducer is dangerous though, especially if you don't know how to calibrate it properly.
What do you mean?
The basic instructions don't tell you everything. If the molecular density isn't properly adjusted, you could experience immediate cellular degradation, or worse, completely explode.
I didn't know that. The manual mentioned risks, but...
They sanitize those manuals. I've seen what happens when the calibration is wrong. It's not pretty. This was the last dude to try.
Jesus Christ. How do you know all this?
I've been here 5 years, maintaining their equipment, fixing their messes, cleaning up their accidents.
Accidents?
They've sent people down before. Not all of them came back, at least not in one piece.
Oh my goodness.
But I can help you. I know how to calibrate the reducer properly, and I have level 4 security access.
Why would you risk helping me?
Because someone needs to stop this. I've tried contacting outside authorities, but Oceanic Entertainment has too many connections, too much influence. Here, take this picture of my badge. It'll help you move around more freely.
Thank you. This means a lot.
Just promise me one thing.
What's that?
If you make it out with evidence, make sure the world sees it. Make sure they pay for what they've done.
I promise.
Now let me tell you how to properly calibrate the reducer. The settings need to be precise. These 3 dials control your cellular density. They need to be set to these exact coordinates.
Got it. What about the transport container?
That's crucial too. The fluid needs to be at exactly 39.4 degrees. Any warmer or colder could damage your reconfigured cells. The best insertion point is here, near the feeding station. The creatures are less aggressive there.
Have you been down there then?
Once, as part of a maintenance team, to repair an observation camera. It was the most terrifying experience of my life.
What happened?
We were spotted by the pink one, the star. It gathered the others, started some kind of chant. We barely made it to the extraction point. Got this pic before I left.
Good God, but you survived.
3 of us went down. Only I came back. The others the star got them.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. Just don't let your guard down, especially around the star. It's not what it seems. There's something inside it. Something that doesn't belong in this world.
What do you mean?
The radiation didn't just mutate these creatures. It opened something, a door, and something came through, something ancient, something hungry.
That sounds like what Dr. Kiyoshi was saying.
Kiyoshi? He's still alive?
I think so. He contacted me earlier.
If he reached out to you, then things are worse than I thought. So listen carefully. If you go down there, stay away from the pineapple structure. That's where it's strongest. That's where it feeds.
What feeds?
The thing inside the star, what they think is Patrick. But isn't. Not anymore. Look, I've said too much. Security sweeps this section every 20 minutes. You don't have much time.
What should I do?
Take the picture of my badge. Use the reducer if you must. But promise you'll be careful and get out before the hour is up. Any longer and the molecular degradation becomes irreversible.
I understand. Thank you, Dana.
Don't thank me yet. Just come back alive, with evidence that can stop these monsters. I'll create a distraction from where I am when you're ready to go. Draw security away from your area.
How will I let you know?
Text me on this number. It's a secure line that's outside their monitoring system.
Got it. I need to tell my team what's happening.
Be quick, and be careful what you share. They're monitoring everything.
I'll contact them now. I've made a friend, maintenance worker named Dana. She's helping me with the reducer.
Can she be trusted?
I think so. She's been documenting the facility's activities and wants to help expose them.
That's a lucky break.
What's the status of the reducer?
It's operational, but Dana says it needs special calibration. Otherwise, it could be dangerous, even deadly.
I knew this was too risky.
Dana gave me her security badge, level 4 access, and showed me how to calibrate the machine properly.
This is huge. With level 4, we can access most of the facility.
Do you still plan to go down there? To the habitat?
Yes, but I'll need a distraction to keep security occupied.
I can help with that. There's a sprinkler system in storage area C. If I accidentally trigger it during a routine material inspection, that should draw security away.
And I can work on the surveillance system, using what Ben taught me before he disappeared. Loop the camera feeds in critical areas.
I'll monitor the security channels, give you updates on personnel movements.
This is all moving so fast, but I'm with you. I can create false maintenance requests. Keep some of the security staff occupied elsewhere.
You're all amazing. But listen, Dana told me something disturbing about the Patrick creature. She says it's not just mutated. There's something inside it. Something that came through a door opened by the radiation.
That aligns with Dr. Kiyoshi's warnings.
And the cult behavior.
What exactly does that mean?
I don't know, but she said to stay away from the pineapple structure. That's where it's strongest.
This is sounding more and more dangerous.
I know, but I still need to go. We need evidence, first-hand documentation.
When are you planning to do this?
Like right now, while I still have Dana's help.
That doesn't give us much time to prepare.
Yep, but security is already looking for me, and Dana says they sweep this section every 20 minutes.
Then we need to move quickly. I'll head to storage area C now. Give me 15 minutes. Then I'll trigger the sprinklers.
I'll start working on the camera feeds. Should have them looped in 10 minutes.
I've got security channels monitored. Ready when you are.
Creating false maintenance requests now. Don't die, Jennifer. Please?
I'll do my best, and I'll keep you updated. I have the recall button if anything goes wrong. I'll be back in less than an hour, with all the evidence we need.
Habitat status update. Oxygen levels decreased by 15% as scheduled. Testing specimen adaptability under stress. Results are promising.
Perfect timing. With the military arrival coming soon, we need to demonstrate maximum potential.
The specimens are showing remarkable adaptation, particularly SB01. It's developing enhanced respiratory capabilities, even communicating with the others about the change.
What about the weapons applications? That's what the Pentagon cares about most.
The crabby specimen's neurotoxin has been successfully harvested. Lab testing shows it's 50 times more potent than VX nerve agent and completely undetectable by standard methods.
Excellent. And the telekinetic capabilities?
The Patrick specimen continues to develop. It can now move objects up to 20 pounds and appears to have limited mind control over smaller specimens.
The generals will be impressed. What about containment protocols? Any concerns about specimen security?
We've reinforced the observation glass after the incident last month.
We can't have a repeat of that situation. 3 personnel lost. Containment nearly compromised.
New protocols are in place. Any breach attempt triggers immediate habitat lockdown, and if necessary, toxic agent deployment.
Killing the specimens would be a last resort. They're too valuable.
Agreed, but personnel safety must come first, at least officially. We've prepared contingencies for all scenarios. scenarios,
Including human subjects in the habitat?
especially that. We have extensive observation protocols ready, and emergency extraction if needed, though I don't anticipate we'll want to extract them.
What's the status of our production team problem?
Jennifer Lawrence is currently in Section 7B with the Neptune reducer. She appears to be receiving help from a maintenance worker, Dana Phillips.
Phillips, I thought we vetted all personnel.
She's been here 5 years. No previous security concerns, but appears to be sympathetic to the production team.
Have her terminated immediately after we deal with the others.
Understood. Though what's more concerning is that we have a security situation developing. Storage Area C is reporting flooding, and we have multiple maintenance requests coming in simultaneously.
It's a diversion. They're coordinating.
Agreed. And someone appears to be attempting to loop our camera feeds. I've activated backup systems, but there are still blind spots.
This is perfect. They're still doing exactly what we hoped. Trying to use the reducer. Let them continue.
What about our security response? They're waiting for orders.
Send them to the diversions. Make it look like we're falling for it. I want Jennifer Lawrence to think she succeeded, that she's outsmarted us.
Understood. Security redirecting now.
Are we really going through with this? Sending her to the habitat?
Do you have a better solution, Doctor? She knows too much, and they've all accessed restricted files. They've seen Kiyoshi's records.
We could simply terminate their employment, send them away with NDAs.
And risk exposure? Impossible. The Pentagon would never approve. This project is too valuable, too critical to national security.
Exactly. This solution is elegant. She goes willingly into the habitat. We observe what happens, gather valuable data, and our problem resolves itself. The Patrick specimen will see to that. Then we'll deal with the other team members that are still up here on site.
The habitat is prepared. The specimens are agitated due to the oxygen reduction, which should make for more dynamic interactions, particularly with human subjects present.
Perfect. Let's proceed as planned. Aiden, keep me updated on Jennifer Lawrence's progress. I want to know the moment she activates the reducer.
Understood. Maintaining surveillance. Even with the looped cameras, we still have audio monitoring, and the reducer itself is equipped with sensors. We'll know when it's activated.
Excellent. Soon, our production team problem will be resolved, and the military demonstration can proceed without complications. A most efficient solution.
Jennifer's in position with the reducer. Dana's helping with calibration. Rosario, how's the diversion going?
Perfectly. Storage Area C is completely flooded. Security is scrambling. I'm using the confusion to make my way to Observation Deck B. It should overlook the habitat.
Camera feeds are looped in sections 7B and C, but I'm picking up chatter that they suspect something. Moving to the audio engineering room now to monitor communications.
I've created 7 different maintenance emergencies. Security is spread thin. I'm in the personnel department now, trying to access employee records.
Perfect. Jennifer should be activating the reducer any minute now. Then we'll have eyes inside the habitat.
This is surreal. I still can't believe we're doing this. We were supposed to be filming a goddamn kids' TV show.
Any word from Jennifer yet?
Not since she entered the reducer chamber. Dana was helping with final calibrations. Then she went silent.
That was over 10 minutes ago, though. Should we be worried?
The reducer process might interfere with communications. We should give her some time.
Guys, I'm finding something disturbing in the personnel files. There are hundreds of employees listed as terminated Security Protocol 7, dating back decades.
Terminated as in fired, or...
The files don't say, but none of them have any subsequent employment records. It's like they just disappeared.
That's not good. Dr. Kiyoshi might be on that list.
And Benjamin? Wait, I've reached Observation Deck B. Oh my lord.
What is it?
I can see it. The actual bikini bottom. It's real. All of it. There are dozens of creatures living in structures just like in the show.
Can you see Jennifer?
Not yet. The habitat is enormous, to be fair. I'm taking photos of everything I can. This is unbelievable. The pineapple house is there. The rock. The Easter Island head. Everything from the show.
Any sign of the specimens?
Yes, I can see the yellow one. It's exactly like Spongebob, but more disturbing somehow. More primitive. More alien.
What about the Patrick entity? The star?
Not yet. Never mind, scratch that.
What? What is it?
Something's happening. The creatures are all stopping. They're turning towards something, looking at the same spot. It's the pink one, the star. It just emerged from the rock, and it's different.
Different how?
It's larger than the others, misshapen, with what looks like extra appendages, and it's glowing slightly, a pulsing pink light.
Can you see Jennifer at all?
No, not yet, but something's definitely happening down there. The creatures are gathering, moving in unison, like they're being directed.
Guys! I'm in the audio engineering room. I'm picking up communications from the research team, and I don't think Jennifer made it to the habitat undetected.
What? What are they saying?
Dr. Harlow is ordering immediate harvest of something called the Gary specimen for mucus compound extraction, and they're talking about intruder protocols. I think they know about Jennifer.
We need to warn her. Has anyone heard from her yet?
Nothing. Still silent.
Hold up, what?
What now?
They're initiating something called emergency containment procedures, all habitat sections, and the facility sectors we're in.
What does that mean?
I think they're trying to trap us. Crap! The doors to the audio room just sealed. I'm locked in.
Same here. Observation deck just sealed. And is it getting harder to breathe for anyone else?
The oxygen. They're decreasing oxygen levels.
Yes, the personnel office just sealed too, and the air feels thinner.
They're trying to incapacitate us.
We all need to find a way out. Rosario, you're in the observation deck. What's happening in the habitat?
It's getting worse. All the creatures are now moving in a synchronized pattern toward the observation glass. The star is leading them, and oh my goodness.
What?
They're looking directly at me. They can see me. They know I'm watching them. I just heard a strange sound too, like a singing voice. Weird like boo-boo-boo-boo-boo. And the star just pointed at me. And the others are moving closer to the glass.
Rosario, get away from the glass. Now!
It's looking right at me. And it's smiling? I don't think it can get through though. Plus I've just seen a small figure back down in Bikini Bottom, near the coral reef section. It could be Jennifer, but she's so small from this distance, and she appears to be hiding.
Can you signal to her somehow?
I don't think so, but the creatures seem to know she's there. They're starting to move back in that direction.
This is bad. According to what I'm hearing, the habitat is entering some kind of lockdown mode, and the specimens are exhibiting drastic behavioral coordination.
I'm still in the maintenance corridor. I might be able to reach the central control room. See if I can override the containment protocols.
Go for it. They're not planning to just escort us out anymore.
The oxygen's definitely dropping. It's getting harder to think clearly. We might not have much time.
Guys, one more thing. I think I just found something else in the personnel files. There's a file called Neptune Protocol. It details contingency plans for specimen breach.
And?
If the specimens breach containment, they'll flood the entire facility with a neurotoxin, kill everything, including us. I'm going to try to find a way out. Maybe reach one of you.
Good idea. The security teams are everywhere, and they're armed.
I'm nearly at the control room. I might be able to restore oxygen and unlock the doors.
If Jennifer is down in that habitat with those creatures, and they're organized by that star thing.
One crisis at a time. First, we save ourselves. Then we find Jennifer. Then we expose this whole thing.
If we live that long...
Urgent update! Abnormal specimen behavior detected. The Patrick specimen has initiated synchronized movement. All specimens moving toward the north observation glass.
Explanation?
Unknown, but they appear to be responding to the observation deck where the production worker is located.
This is a breakthrough. The telekinetic field has expanded. The Patrick specimen is truly able to control the others. A hive mind effect.
But focused on our observation deck? That's a security concern. Immediate action required.
The specimens shouldn't be able to detect observers. The glass is one way. Something else must be triggering this.
What about the Lawrence woman? Did she successfully enter the habitat?
Confirmed. The reducer was activated 23 minutes ago. Transport vessel emptied into Sector 7 of the habitat.
Any visual confirmation?
Limited. The specimens are disrupting our camera angles, almost deliberately, as if they know where the cameras are.
The telekinetic capabilities are exceeding our projections by an order of incredible magnitude. This is unprecedented.
It's a containment breach. Initiate neutralization protocols now.
Not yet. This is valuable data.
The specimens are all gathering now, forming some kind of pattern.
It's a ritual formation, like the Goofy Goobers ceremony, but much more organized. The Patrick entity is leading them in some kind of army formation.
We've let this go too far. If they decide to attack us, then we lose control of everything.
Status of the production team.
Contained in separate sections. Oxygen levels reduced to incapacitation threshold, except for Trent Cooper. He's moving through maintenance corridors, approaching central control.
Stop him if he reaches those controls.
Security dispatched.
Enough! Initiate total specimen containment. Now! All security personnel to active status. Prepare neurotoxin deployment. We are not losing 15 years of research to a damn sea star and a couple of peasants.
I'm back, Trent. I made it to the habitat.
Oh, thank God. Are you safe?
For now, but there's something you need to know. Something horrible. These creatures. They're not purely mutated sea life. They're part human. I found research logs down here. These creatures were deliberately engineered. They combined human DNA with marine organisms, then exposed it with radiation. They're humans, Trent. They think and feel. This isn't just animal experimentation. It's human experimentation.
Holy crap. That's why they went to such lengths to hide this. This is a war crime.
It gets worse. I found Dr. Kiyoshi.
They're down there?
Yes. They've been living among them for years. Miniaturized like me. They've become their protector, trying to help them from the inside.
That's insane. What did they tell you?
Project Neptune began as a radiation study, but evolved into something much darker. They were trying to create amphibious super soldiers, humans who could survive a nuclear war, live underwater indefinitely.
That's why the military is involved. Listen, Jennifer, we're all in serious trouble up here. They've initiated containment protocols, decreasing oxygen, locking us in.
What about the others?
All trapped grouped in different sections. Rosario can see you from the observation deck. She said the creatures are organizing.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. The Patrick specimen. It's not what they think. It's not organizing worship. It's organizing resistance.
Resistance?
They've been planning for years. Spongebob is actually their strategic planner. The dim-witted character is just what the company portrays in their reports. But he's brilliant. And Patrick was one of the first human test subjects. His mind was damaged in the transformation, but his telekinetic abilities grew. Now they're staging a revolt against the facility. They're going to try to breach containment tonight.
But that's suicide. Aisha found files about a neurotoxin failsafe. If containment is breached, everyone dies.
Kiyoshi says they've developed immunity to most of the toxins. They've been deliberately exposing themselves to small doses for years, but we haven't. And there's something else, something called Project Kraken. Kiyoshi says it's their last resort. If the neurotoxin fails...
What is it?
I don't know, but I need to recharge my recall device to get back to normal size. Kiyoshi says there's a power source near the pineapple. I'm heading there now.
Sounds good. I'll try to warn the others and find a way to get us out of here.
Try to get everyone to level B5. Kiyoshi says there are emergency pods there for facility evacuation. I'll meet you there if I can get back.
Got it. Stay alive, Jennifer.
Guys, I managed to break through the wall panel in the observation deck. I'm in some kind of server room now.
How did you get through?
Used a fire extinguisher to smash it. Desperate times. But this is big. I'm accessing executive files. They're planning to move all the viable specimens to military facilities for weapons development and decommission the rest.
Does it say when?
Tomorrow, right after the military inspection. But there's more. These creatures, they're partially human.
What? How is that possible?
Genetic engineering. Human DNA is spliced with marine organisms. They've been doing it for decades. Experimenting on humans.
Jennifer just told me the same thing. She's in the habitat. She found Dr. Kiyoshi.
They're alive.
Yup!
Guys, I just intercepted something about Project Kraken.
I have that file open too. It's their failsafe.
It's an enormous mutated cephalopod, kept in suspended animation. They plan to release it if containment is breached to eliminate all the specimens and evidence.
Jennifer says the creatures are planning a revolt tonight. They're going to try to escape.
That's suicide.
They think they've developed immunity to the neurotoxin, but we haven't. We need to get to level B5. There are evacuation pods there.
I've done something before they locked me in. I sent everything to my cousin and added her to directly forward it to these media companies using her company email, the files, the images, everything.
But I thought she was transferred overseas.
She was, but her company email still works. I'm just praying she checks it. We'll see by tomorrow morning.
Smart thinking, but we still need to get out of here, alive.
The oxygen levels are dangerously low.
I think I found an access tunnel in the audio room, behind the equipment rack. If I can get through it, I might reach the central ventilation system.
I've got security at my door. They're trying to break in.
I'm almost at central control. If I can override the lockdown...
Hurry!
Oh dear, the SB01 specimen is creating some kind of device, using coral and salvaged equipment.
A device?
Yes, it appears to be generating some kind of localized energy field.
The hell? Coordinated tool use. Tactical formation. They're operating like a military unit.
Security update. The production team is still contained, but oxygen depletion isn't working fast enough, and Rosario Valdez has breached the executive server room. She's accessing classified files.
How the hell did that happen?
She broke through a wall panel. Security is en route.
And the Lawrence woman?
Still in the habitat. We've lost visual on her, but the tracking beacon in the reduction suit shows she's near the central habitat area, near the pineapple structure.
That's where the energy readings are strongest. She could be working with them.
The Pentagon needs to be notified. This is a critical containment situation.
No outside communications. We handle this internally. Activate neurotoxin deployment, now!
But sir, Jennifer Lawrence is down there. We could still recover her.
She's an acceptable loss. The specimens are the priority. If we can't control them, we eliminate them.
We have another problem. Massive data transfer detected from Aisha Johnson's terminal, right before containment. She sent files to an external email.
What? What files?
Everything. Research logs, specimen documentation, Project Neptune details. I'm trying to intercept, but the message already went through to a media list.
Damn it! Initiate emergency protocols. Destroy all evidence. All of it. Release the Kraken if necessary.
Sir, that's extreme. The Kraken is untested. We don't know if we can control it.
I don't care. If we're exposed, then none of this matters anyway. Aiden, lock down the entire facility. No one gets out. No one.
Understood. Full lockdown initiated. Security teams armed and deployed. Termination protocol authorized for all production team members.
Release the neurotoxin. Now!
Deploying neurotoxin in all habitat sections. Activation in 3 dots. 1 ... Neurotoxin released.
They're releasing something into the habitat. Green gas, the neurotoxin.
I see it from here, but the creatures, they're still moving.
I've made it to the ventilation shaft, but there's gas in here too. They're flooding the whole facility.
The door is breached. Security's coming in. I can't hold out any longer.
Aisha, Aisha. I've reached the Habitat Control Unit using executive access codes from the server Rosario found. I can control drainage channels.
Open them! Give the creatures a way out!
What about Jennifer, though?
If she's with them, this might be her only chance too. I'm opening emergency drainage channels now. These lead directly to the open ocean.
I've reached the emergency broadcast system. I'm going to tell everyone in the facility the truth.
I'm alive. They detained me but left me with my phone. Dr. Wei intervened on my behalf, said they couldn't just terminate me without proper protocol.
She's helping you?
I think she's having second thoughts about all of this.
We need the Kraken containment codes. If they release it...
Working on it. Security is distracted by something. Some kind of alarm.
That's me. My broadcast is causing chaos. Some staff are trying to help us. Some are still loyal to management.
Drainage channels are open. Water levels decreasing in habitat sectors 1 through 7.
I can see movement in the habitat. The creatures are mobilizing, but not all of them. Some are staying behind, almost like they're sacrificing themselves.
Do you see Jennifer?
Yes, she's with them, leading them with Kiyoshi toward the drainage channels.
Trent, I feel the water draining. Is that you?
Yes, I've opened emergency channels to the ocean. Can you get out?
We're trying. Kiyoshi and I are leading them. Spongebob and Patrick are helping. They're amazing, Trent. So intelligent, so brave.
What about the neurotoxin?
Some are affected, but many have developed immunity. Just like Kiyoshi said, the strongest are escaping, but many are staying behind. They know they won't make it. They're buying time for the others.
You need to get out of there too. Use your recall device.
Not yet. Not until they're safe. There's something else, Trent. Patrick saved me from security drones, used his telekinesis to crush them, then looked at me and said, "Not all of us are monsters. Some of us just look like them. These creatures deserve freedom, not to be weapons."
I understand, but please don't get killed doing this.
I won't. We're almost at the drainage point now. Just a little further. I'll activate recall once they're through.
Be careful. The facility is in chaos. The executives are trying to destroy everything.
Including the Kraken?
We don't know yet, but Aisha is trying to get those containment codes.
If they release it, no one will survive. Not even the creatures.
I know. We're working on it. Just get yourself out.
I've got them. The Kraken containment codes.
How did you get those?
Dr. Wei, she's helping us. She says what they're doing is wrong. Morally and scientifically.
We need to decide what to do with them.
What do you mean?
We could release the Kraken ourselves, destroy the facility, prevent the military from getting any of this research.
But that would kill everyone inside, including staff who might be innocent and creatures still in the habitat.
Plus us, if we can't escape in time at least.
We have another option. According to Dr. Wei, we can initiate a directed Kraken release, guide it specifically toward the research labs, while maximizing evacuation time for personnel.
That might work. Give people time to get out, but still destroy the research.
And if the military already has copies?
Dr. Wei says most of the critical research, the genetic sequencing, the telekinetic development process, it's all stored locally in specially shielded servers for security reasons.
Then destroying the facility would work.
What about Jennifer?
And the creatures?
Jennifer is helping them escape. They're going through the drainage channels now, all the way out to the open ocean.
We need to give them more time before we release the Kraken.
Wait, security alert. They're initiating Kraken release themselves.
Can you override it?
Trying. Yes, I can redirect it, using the containment codes.
Direct it to the executive wing and research labs, but after sounding general evacuation. Give people time to get out.
On it. Evacuation alarms triggered. Redirecting Kraken release patterns. This thing is massive.
Can you see it?
On the security feed, yes. It's horrifying. Bigger than I imagined.
We need to get to the evacuation pods. Level B5, right?
Yes, moving there now. The facility is starting to break apart.
I see Victor and Dr. Harlow. They're trying to save research materials. But, oh God.
What is it?
The Kraken. It's got them. They're gone.
I see Commander Sullivan. He's on an escape vessel, but a tentacle just hit it. It's going down!
Dr. Wei is here. She's unlocked all the doors. She's helping me escape.
Where are you?
Detention level. Moving to B5 now. Dr. Wei says there are emergency submersibles all around the facility.
I've reached one. In Section C, 12 exclamation mark.
Get in and go. Don't wait.
I'm at one too, in the observation level. Getting in now.
I'm at B5. There are 4 pods here. Taking one now.
Almost there. The facility is collapsing. Water is rushing in everywhere.
They're through. Most of them made it to the open ocean.
Thank goodness. What about you?
Kiyoshi and I are activating recall now, from a safe distance. The Kraken is destroying everything.
Yup, we redirected it to destroy the research, but still give people time to evacuate.
Good call. We'll be growing back to normal size now, right by an emergency pod. That's the last I'll see of them. They're free now.
Get in that pod once you're full size again. The facility is collapsing.
Going now.
Is everyone out?
I'm clear.
Me too.
Clear with Dr. Wei.
Jennifer?
Jennifer, are you out? Jennifer!
We're clear. Kiyoshi and I launched just as the section collapsed. We're all safe.
Look at it go down. All that horror. It's finally over.
My cousin confirmed. She got my email. She's forwarded everything to the media. It's going public within hours.
What about the creatures?
They're free. In the open ocean. Spongebob, Patrick, Squidward, all of them. The ones that survived the neurotoxin anyway.
And the Kraken?
Still in the wreckage, but those containment walls won't hold forever. It will likely escape too.
Dr. Kiyoshi says that's for the best. Let it return to the deep, where it belongs.
So what do we do now?
These pods have emergency locators. Coast Guard will find us.
And then we tell our story, the whole truth.
I have all the evidence we need. Photos, videos, and Dr. Kiyoshi, a living witness who's been there for years.
Look, on the sonar, it's them, the creatures. They're moving together, into deeper water.
They're establishing a new home, away from humans, where they can live in peace.
Think we'll ever see them again?
I hope not, for their sake, but I'll never forget them.
Me neither, especially knowing that all this time, SpongeBob SquarePants was real.
Dr. Wei says there are more facilities, more experiments. This is just the beginning.
Then we'll stop those too. Once the world knows the truth, they'll have to shut down.
I'm getting a signal. Coast Guard has picked up our emergency beacons. Rescue vessels en route.
Thank goodness.
I've contacted my media sources. They're waiting for us on the mainland. This story is going to change everything.
Everyone ready to tell the world what really happened?
Absolutely.
Then let's go home and make sure nothing like this ever happens again.